Hey, this is Chris Montoya at Fremont County Real Estate at Keller Williams, and this is John from Royal Gorge Archery and Range. Hi, John. How you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Awesome. Hey, so let's get right into this. Quick question: how did you get into archery?
Well, I was a bow hunter back in the '90s. Just started bow hunting when I was a kid, and It's just been a passion of mine.
That's a
Most of my
great
whole
way
life.
to start a passion. So a passion career, that's a good job. So tell me a little bit, when did you open the shop?
So I bought the shop from the previous owner in 2015.
Okay.
So 5 years we've been in business.
Okay, 5 years you've been in business. How long have you been at this location?
2 years.
2
2.5
years?
years. Actually, 2.5 years. Yep.
And so for all you guys that don't know, this used to be
Hilltop Market.
Hilltop Market, and that was a long-standing tradition for many, many years. And honestly, this space lends itself perfectly for your bow range and bow supplies. And also, they still have in the building, they still do meat processing, correct?
Meat processing, they do domestic and wild game.
Yeah, and so that's one of the things Hilltop was actually famous for many, many moons ago. So tell me a little bit more about your hunting past. So you said you were a hunter for a long time. Do you shoot a traditional bow, or do you shoot?
No, I pretty much started out with compound. Did that for quite a few years. Kind of got out of it. Got into rifle hunting. It wasn't until my youngest son, my stepson, actually got into 4-H, and it reignited my passion. And then the owner of the business was ready to get out, and I was ready to leave the fire department. And so I said, man, let's try that.
So from one community service to another sort of community service, that's fantastic.
Okay,
No,
that's one way to look at it.
That is really, that's the truth though, right? Because you serve the community in one aspect, and actually now you're serving the community in another aspect. So it makes it a little bit better, right?
Okay.
In my opinion, I don't know who mine.
I like the emergencies I have here instead of at the fire
different sort of emergencies.
Yeah, fix my
for
bow
sure.
instead of fix my baby.
Yes, one's very, very scary.
Yes.
One's very fun.
Yes, exactly.
Very cool. So, So one last thing. So I always ask this, and maybe you have a different perspective on it. What's the one thing Fremont County in our community you think is doing right? It doesn't have to be doesn't have to be with hunting or archery. Just anything that you really like going on in our community.
Probably the biggest thing I think of that's going on in our community that I like is 4-H. They do a tremendous job with the kids. Gives the kids something to do. Gives them lifelong skills. Whether it's the shooting sports, whether it's leather works, whether it's the animal side of things with the livestock or whatever. Yeah, that's probably the best thing we could do for our communities, give kids more things to do.
And honestly, that's one of the things that falls right into my
In your wheelhouse, absolutely.
Yeah, because I coach wrestling, I like youth sports, I coach mountain biking, I coach all kinds of kids stuff because I think it's important for our kids to really grow that way. And I really love that 4-H
gets them off the couch.
Gets them off the couch. And honestly, the thing about 4-H, you spoke to it, and I really believe in it. And we have spectacular 4-H in our area. From what I understand, we're award-winning 4-H programs, but it's the range of things. 4-H isn't just shooting, isn't just raising a sheep or a goat. I mean, there's the gamut of everything. That's what I love about the
cake decorating, everything.
Yeah,
anything
you can add
under
it
the
in.
sun.
So how often do you have 4-H shooters come in here?
They usually come in the spring. We get them outfitted with what they need, or if they find something else, they get stuff passed down to them. We make it fit them. We kind of go over what they need, and they get a list. And then they come in. We put them on our range, and we'll give them a few pointers. There's also 4-H coaches, the archery coaches, that they go outside and shoot those. So we've got a 20-yard range, so we can do the 10 and 20 here. But those 4-H kids in archery shoot out to 40 yards.
Yeah, and that's usually at the rec district, correct?
No, it's actually they have it right now at the Royal Gorge Gun Club.
Ah, very cool. That's a great area too.
Yep.
So, and then kind of last but not least, when you talked about the process, how would somebody go about, like, let's say I've never shot a bow before, how would I come into your shop and start the process of maybe starting archery?
You come in and you start talking to us. And we start the process of, we figure out if you're left eye dominant, right eye dominant, what you're planning on doing with the bow, whether you're just going to target shoot, whether you're going to hunt, just recreational shoot, whatever it is, what your passion lies in as far as traditional or compound, like recurves or compound bows. And then we offer, if you're not quite sure, we offer lessons so you can shoot both things.
So you can come in here and kind of do it all.
Correct. We're a try before you buy shop, so everything in here is try before you buy.
So how many brands do you actually carry?
Right now we carry 5.
Now I'm gonna really put you on the spot.
Okay.
What brand do you shoot?
Which one?
Well,
I shoot multiple brands.
Okay, let's talk about it.
So I've got a prime bow, I've got a Bowtech bow, I'm looking to shoot a Hoyt bow this year. I've got a Matthews in the back. So I've got a horse from every alley in that
Which one do
regard.
you prefer?
Depends on what I'm doing.
Okay, you're in the range.
In the range out here,
Yep.
I like my traditional bow.
Okay.
Traditional is more fun to me, especially at the shorter distance. Now, if I'm shooting long distance or I'm doing 3D, compound all day long.
Very cool.
Just because I'm not losing as many arrows.
Makes sense.
I'm not breaking stuff.
For sure. So this is the last part of the interview. You get to ask me one question.
What is your passion?
Ooh. My problem is I run passions very briefly. So like I'm very interested in one thing. So like mountain biking right now is something I'm very, very into.
Okay.
And then it helped me sponsor the club and do a lot of other stuff. I used to be really, really into snowboarding. I do some jiu-jitsu at the jiu-jitsu place downtown, but honestly it's coaching kids. I love coaching kids. So I run a wrestling club locally. We have 4 or 5 national competitors. We've never had that sort of, like, in recent history, we haven't had that level of quality of kids, and so we're really starting to produce something really cool. So honestly, I love wrestling. I love coaching wrestling, and I love coaching kids. That's the things I love.
Then that's the passion.
So,
That's good.
John, hey, I really appreciate your time.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much. Thanks, guys.
You're welcome.
Chris Montoya, who's gonna sell your house? He'll find you one.